It's the 1st of July, year 2024. It's about 7 o'clock. I haven't been on the internet because I can't talk about this terrorist cell, this entire compound. It'll blow your mind if you could see this, what the helicopters do. It's obvious U.S. and allied forces, Israel, China, Russia, everybody's here. The helicopter activity is by no mistake obvious. They're raiding and doing military things. It's obvious. Oh my goodness. The fact that the U.S. press doesn't say this, doesn't talk about this, is criminal. So there's really, like, in the city right now, there's nowhere that the United States is going but getting themselves attacked by very evil militaries who used to help them, who used to help the Texas Republicans, who used to help Schumer and Menendez, really evil politicians in the U.S. that have been just bankrolling weapons and bankrolling money to the Europe, like Italy and France, and their far-right uprising would be nothing without us, okay? Like, we are financing and bankrolling it all. The Chinese politicians have somewhat bankrolled the far-right uprising in the U.S. and Europe, but nothing compared to the United States. And when it comes to weapons, no. So without this country, there is no far-right uprising, okay? And the people who used to be aligned with the far-right in Europe and with Donald Trump, with Joe Biden, with Schumer, with Menendez, so on and so on. So many of them, dude. The entire Texas Republican Party. All of them from Texas. Our government's a joke. Nikki Haley is not going to take power, okay? If she does, it's just for TV. But anyway, so where we're at now is this. I'm in here still. Yeah, I'm still in here all by myself. But hear me out before you get mad at the GRU and get mad at the Navy SEALs. You would not believe the kind of military helicopter action going on in here. You would not believe what I witnessed inside of this empty house. You would not believe what I witnessed just half an hour ago. Just half an hour ago. Inside of this empty house. Now, the chemical weapons, the chemical fumes, are still just being used on me 24 hours a day. My cat is sick from them, but I can't talk about my cat. The vet clinics are all jazzed up with the feds. Like I've always said for years. I've said this, I've witnessed it, I know what I'm talking about. I've witnessed with my eyes, hands-on, I've witnessed it all. Oh God, left and right, front and center, I've witnessed the feds who are insurrecting with the veterinarian clinics. So the veterinarian clinics are really hot tamales. And I got to go back because my cat got sick from some sort of poison. He's okay. He's fully okay, but he has to get, some sort of $200-300 treatment. I'm still destitute. I'm still in here. Nobody talks to me. My phone doesn't ever ring. I never get text messages unless it's from terrorists. It's unfucking believable what I'm witnessing. And then all these dildos 6 blocks down the street and in the Capitol building think that I'm not going to talk about this. That they can just wipe me off, disappear me. All the problems will be solved. Just keep putting chemical weapons in our house, fumes. Just send the feds, send the DCPD, send the mental health department. Just get rid of her. You would not believe whoever hears this with the 1 view, the 2 views that I get for years, for 5-6 years, only 1 and 2 views on YouTube. You would not believe what I am witnessing just with the aircraft action alone. Literal military aircraft does not stop flying over this house. It's astounding. And what I witnessed in here. But of course, I can't say anything about it. No, I'm glad I'm not. Once the Supreme Court decided to attack the United States and give this guy immunity for an insurrection that he carried out after he had already tried to attack the U.S. military who's flying over this house with Flynn, they've asked for it. And as soon as they ran that headline, The Secret Service and all the feds are literally trying to drive out of DC Metro. It had the opposite effect. And that's why I brought up the vet clinics, because they were hot tamales. They weren't so cute with me today. But they're jazzed up. The vet clinics, this town, their feds, their little insurrection they're having here, the Supreme Court, the dirty district attorneys in DC, they're policemen. They think they're real big, bad, and tough. But now their feds are realizing, whoops, oops, that wasn't good. This isn't working out. We can't have a media-led, media-launched, sensationalized, in your face, white nationalist, Nazi, supremacist fucking overthrow. It actually had the opposite effect. So now I'm sitting in the house. I'm able to go back on the internet, but not a lot. I can at least say I'm in here, at least say something. But now the evil military, who used to be aligned with the Texas Republicans, who used to be aligned with Menendez and Schumer, now they're back in action, and they're trying to target major U.S. cities again in our sovereign territory. LA, Chicago, New York, name it. Name it. Right? Because this overthrow ain't working out. No. It got out of hand. It's a whole bunch of crazy people with a lot of really hot energy, and the energy just spins and it spins and it spins until it combusts. This is a metaphorical analogy. It combusts, and there you go. Firecrackers and explosions. It's an analogy. But I see nothing but insane people. When I take my garbage out, these white men clench their fist and stare me down. I won't look at them, but I can see them staring me down. They're wearing yuppie button-up shirts and yuppie clothes, but they're like these white men. They're ready to plumber and beat anybody, any woman that stands in the way of their Neanderthal, neo-Nazi fucking rampage. They're really, really hot. They're really, really insane. No, I'm telling you, they're whacked out. And then the other men are covered in more perfume than I've ever even seen a woman wear. There's just some examples I've already said, The females here are just clocked out of their mind. Any woman that want to be in this town with what they've done to this city, how heinous it is just clocked out of her mind. I get nothing but when I take my garbage out, or when I even open the door, it's people just whipping their head around and staring me down. This house is world famous. I did a really good job of making it world famous. I did that. I know I did. But the fallback is I couldn't go on the internet, and I might not be able to go on the internet again. Yeah, because I'm in the middle of the capital of the United States. I'm in Washington, D.C., right by all the politicians. They have an active terror cell. There's freaking military all the time, over the house, all the time. It got so scary, yeah, it did, that I had to just hide off the internet, man, if I was smart. So then they keep crusading all their crazed lawyers, their crazed judges, their crazed white nationalists in any sort of position of power. They kept crusading with their media, their news. This affected Europe too. MSNBC thought they owned all these different towns in Europe. Each journalist in MSNBC was running like a town. Ask me later, I'll describe it later. It was completely illegal. So the good guys had to slowly get this handled. And then that's when you started to see all these SATs and space technology equipment crashing and exploding. You saw the Russian crash, explode in space, and now China. They're really happy, the good guys, okay? They're really happy about this. But this media-led and launched white nationalist overthrow, what you're reading is, okay, these things are exploding, okay? Trump can do anything he wants, okay? Trump says he's a Nazi, okay? I mean, so you're reading this crap because it's a media-led overthrow, and they think they're going to outsmart freaking military scholars. And a lot of the people that work for the military are from MIT. They're like MIT, they're geniuses. And they are on contract and stuff. They're so smart, dude, don't bother. I'm serious, okay? They're really good people. They don't want a white nationalist rampage. They don't want Sharia law either. They don't want a whole bunch of Saudi Arabian Al-Qaeda drug addicts smuggling crystal meth, declaring Sharia law, and saying this is in the Quran and chopping everyone's head off. That's what they do in this house. Everything I have reported has not stopped. It got even more scary in here. It got so scary in here, I have to go offline. I probably can't go back after this. I praise God that I'm alive. I praise God that I can say this to the world. Although YouTube is part of the white nationalist rampage, and they only let me have 1 or 2 views, the whole world, I only get 1 or 2 views on YouTube. I praise God that I can put this video up. I really can't talk about what I've been witnessing in here. It's unforgettable. It's part of our American history. And the people that are in this city, I can definitely testify to the world, are so crazy, and their energy is so hot that they're just going to spin and spin and spin and spin and spin until they go poof. And yeah, there's going to be at least a couple U.S. major cities that definitely suffer damage. And that's from this evil military who was with all these politicians on a media frenzy every day, putting pictures of Putin, Kim, Trump, Biden. Their newscasters are always on the news. Like, you'll see these idiots on MSNBC, they'll put pictures of themselves up too. These are, in their mind, they're the leaders. So they've shown the world and told the world, not only that, but they told the world everything they were doing. Everything they were doing. And that they couldn't be stopped. And this terrorist cell was a big totem pole to that. You can't read it. You can't stop it. We've got Heidi Granger in there. She's destitute. She's in the room. She's hiding from us. Yeah, I was. You're right. And you know what? I was fucking scared out of my mind, too. And you know what? I was sick, too. Your poisons made me feel like shit. Okay? But you know what? I praise God I'm alive. So you guys go ahead out there in the white nationalist uprising. You go ahead and feel good about that. That I was scared and I'm sick. And that I don't know if I should be on the internet. You go ahead and you partied on, man. That your terror cell can't be stopped. All right? But remember, all your fucking U.S. federal agents are literally driving high speeds on the freeway out of the D.C. Metro, thanks to your news headlines in your Supreme Court. Okay? You go ahead and make Trump a demigod, and you go ahead and tell Putin he's taken over the world. You go ahead and keep telling him that, but we'll see what really happens, okay? All right, I have to sign off. And remember, to the public, I can't talk about this place. It got worse. It got worse and more scary. Okay, and between me and God, my creator, he has tested me. He has tested me. But I still stand with God, and I am his humble servant. All right, adios.